Hello and welcome to the TruGolf Academy. You've joined me, Jon Watts, today at Drayton Park Golf Club. I'm in my swing studio and what I'm going to be filming a video on today is how to hit the perfect draw. I'm going to be giving you 4 simple steps that you can follow to hit this perfect right to left draw shape of ball flight. Stay tuned to find out more. So as mentioned guys, what we're going to be discussing today is the perfect draw. I'm going to give you 4 really simple steps to help you get that desired draw shape that we're really looking for. I'm going to be using a mid-iron here, but you could take this concept, you could take these 4 simple steps and put this into any club. I don't mind what it is, it's going to be the same approach that we're using to hit it. So what we're talking about here is the draw shape for me as a right-handed golfer is a ball flight that's going to be starting right of my intended target, my intended start line. It's going to be bending to the left, but it's ideally not going to be crossing the target line, or at least not crossing it much. If that ball starts excessively crossing the target line, it's really turning more into a hook. So we want the ball to be starting right of target, bending left, but not really crossing that target line for my ideal draw shape for me as a right-handed golfer. So the first thing we're going to try and do, and this sounds a little odd when people, well, when you first tell someone what they're going to be doing with a club head, but we actually need the club face to be slightly open because the club face has the main influence on where the ball starts. So we need the ball to be starting right of my target. So I need my club face to be aiming at my intended start line. So if I'm trying to get the ball to finish on this white line at my target line here on my GC2 simulator, I want my club to be aiming 5 or 10 yards to the right of that where I want the ball to be starting, depending on how much I'm trying to get the ball to be drawing. So the club face is going to be a little open. Now it's important to open the face before we grip. What we don't want to do is grip the golf club perfectly and then try and twist the club face open, because that's going to change my grip. I get a lot of golfers who say, oh, to draw the ball I just strengthen my grip. But what you're really doing there is closing the club face. Well, if the club face is closed to the target, the ball starts left and bends left. That isn't a draw, that's a pull hook. So it's really important the club face is slightly open before we take our grip. The second step is to get your body line more to the right, so more closed. So if my club is going to be pointing let's say 5 yards right of my target, I'm going to get my body at least 10 or 15. So I'm going to get my body more to the right of the target, which is effectively closing my stance. As I've said before, and if you've seen any of my videos, it's really important that it's the whole body. We're not just changing the feet. The really key part is the shoulders. So when we do change our feet alignment, we're trying to get that to work upwards, knees, hips, and into the shoulders and forearms also. So step 1 was the club face a little open before I grip. Step 2, and I would open my stance for square first, is just then move my body a little bit more round to the right of the target, right of the club face, because that's going to give me that draw shape. The club face is open to the target, but closed to my body alignment and my swing. Step 3 is I change the ball position. You don't have to do this, but it does help. So if you're struggling to draw the ball, especially if you're a natural fader, I would definitely go for this step 3, which is just moving that ball a touch further back in your stance, around a ball's width or so further back than you normally would. That's going to encourage the path to be going more in to out by moving the ball back in your stance. So let's do those 3 things again. Club face slightly to the right. Open my body apart. I'm going to move that ball that little bit further back in my stance, which is step 3. And I'm going to move my body round to the right of the target, more right of the club face, which was stage 2. The last stage, stage 4, is just making sure I swing on my body line. So I'm not trying to swing down the target line. I'm trying to swing where my body is aiming, which is 10 to 15 yards right of the target, and it's right of the club face as well. So let's give it a go. Actually, I'm going to just click on the screen so you guys can see the ball flight. Right, one more time. Club face a little to the right where I want it to start. Square stance first. I've just moved that ball a little bit further back, and then I'm going to move my body alignment more to the right of the club alignment before I take my grip. And I'm going to be encouraging my swing to be more on my body alignment. So I got the ball starting right of target. It had, I think, a fraction of draw spin or axis tilt to the left, but not enough. So my club face and my swing path would be pretty similar. You can see there is a little bit of draw shape on there, just not enough. So let's hit one more. So what I can do is not open the club face quite as much, or swing more right, get my body more right and swing more right. So open the club face a little, square alignment first, moving that ball just a touch back in my stance, and I'm moving my body more to the right than the club face is. One more. This is going to hopefully bend a little bit more from right to left. Good. So what I'm hitting there is a ball flight, as I said, that's starting right, bending left, not crossing the target line. They're a little bit more right than I'd want them to be, but we don't want to start developing a shape where the ball's over bending left of target. So if we quickly look through the data on those, I was trying to encourage, I guess exaggerate the move. I got a swing path that's 8.5 degrees in to out. The club face position to the target was just a little bit more open than I'd want to see, hence it's starting more right of target. So the club face is 8 degrees open as an average, yet the path is 8.5. So the club face is only sort of half a degree closed compared to my swing path, hence it not bending enough in flight. But it had the desired effect. It started right of target and it was bending to the left, which is what I was trying to achieve. Okay? So that's the recipe for hitting that draw. They're those 4 simple steps that you can use with any club in your hand to achieve that draw ball flight. Stage 1, club face a little bit to the right for a right-handed golfer. Okay, slightly open where you want the ball to start. Have your body more to the right than the club face and move the ball back in your stance, stage 2 and 3. And stage 4 is simply make sure you're swinging on your body line. I hope you enjoyed the content of that video. If you did, give us a thumbs up. Let me know how you get on with hitting that draw shape. So post some comments below or check us out on all our social media platforms. All the info you need is coming along the bottom of the screen. Great to hear some feedback from you guys, what content you'd like to see me film videos on, and I'll get around to doing those as well. Thanks guys, we'll see you soon.